Hey guys, I'm going to shoot you a quick video just explaining all things protein. Just going to explain kind of about what it is, amounts of protein that you need per day, and certain protein sources, and even how to eat protein if you're a vegan, which I'm sure vegans get that a lot. How do you eat, how do you get your protein? Where do you get your protein sources from? So this video will explain all that. So first of all, just want to explain, what protein is good for. So protein is a macronutrient along with carbs and fats, which is a source of energy in the body. Your body makes protein, but of course you need it from outside sources as well. And we need about, they said, if you're sedentary, about 0.4 grams per pound of body weight. So if you're about 140 pounds, you need about 56 grams of protein to kind of keep doing what you're doing. If you're a little more active, you could have about 0.6 per pound, which then is about 85 grams of protein. Then if you're trying to build muscle, trying to lose weight, you need a little more protein. So you need about 0.8, which is 112, or 1, of course, which is 140, or then you can have 1 up to 1.2. But around 0.8 is a good rule of thumb. So if you're 140 pounds, that's about 112 grams of protein per day. So what does that look like? Protein, in each gram of protein, there are 4 calories. Compared to that fat, fat is about 9. Carbohydrates is 4. So in each gram of protein, there are 4 calories. So if you're looking at lean, like complete sources of protein, egg whites is just protein, nothing else. No fats, no carbs. And I'll have, 1 serving of that is about 5 grams of protein. So I'll have about 4 servings, usually about 20 grams of protein per meal. Something like tuna, white fish, lean protein, again, about 20 grams of protein in that. Again, that's about the size of your palm of thumb. So other sources then, I've got even if you're a vegan, pea soup. This can has about 12 grams of protein in just that. This can has about 190 calories for a can of soup. So good source of protein. Of course, peanuts and nuts have protein in them, but they also have a lot of fats. But then if you have something like peanut butter powder, which strips out the fat, that is a good source of protein. You can add to smoothies. You can sprinkle into cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, zero fat, which is a good source of protein. Most like dairy products, if they're zero fat or very low in fat, they'll be higher in protein. So if they're full fat, then a lot of fat will count for a lot of the calories in them. So they're not, as protein filled as they should be. Of course, protein powders are good. You're looking at per serving about 25 grams and just a couple of grams of sugar. Just get a good quality protein. Even oats have, about 5 grams of protein per serving in oats. And if you add that to almond milk, you sprinkle in some peanut butter protein powder, and then you're getting close to 15, 20 grams of protein. So each meal, if you're trying to hit your protein, you want to get, 20 from a protein source, about 20 grams of protein. If you look at a meal, you add your protein first, and then you can then add in your vegetables, because vegetables have protein. Peas, broccoli, sprouts are very high in protein. Other things like vegetables, legumes, then you have lentils, chickpeas, even then you have spinach, very high in protein. Any stuff like quinoa, chickpeas, they're going to be high in protein. And then you have beans and nuts, which are going to be high in protein, but also going to have a little bit of fat. Just like, say, something like salmon. Salmon is a good source of protein, but is also high in fat. Lean meats, the leaner the better. You could have, of course, a steak, which is high in fat, so a lot of the calories will come from fat, so there won't be as much protein. So you could, per pound, have, in sprouts, for example, just as much protein as you could have in a fatty steak. So these are just kind of good sources of protein. You're looking at, for a meal, add in your protein, add in your vegetables then, because they'll also have protein. Then you can add in a carb, which has a little bit of protein, but not much, in stuff like potatoes, rice, pasta, very minimal amount of protein. And then you can add in a fat, which if you add in oils and stuff, which have zero protein, they're mostly just fats. But if you have other fat sources like nut butters, they're going to come higher in fat, for that. So there's lots of examples here. There's even like fortified cereal and other things which are protein bars. They're okay, but they come high in fat as well. So they kind of pretty calorie dense. You get like some premier protein drinks for 30, which has about 30 grams of protein and 140 calories per serving, which minimal fat was what you're looking for. So lots of good examples of proteins. Any questions about it, just shoot me a message. Thanks.